PingSunday has the special permission of Coach Chen Kangning. Please don't upload the video without the permission of Coach Chen and PingSunday.
I've always been talking about having quick hands. So, what kind of force is that outward spin? It's a bit of lateral force. Right. So it's a combination of vertical and lateral. The vertical force at the front does not touch the ball. Once it touches, it turns outward. This is purely vertical, leveraging the vertical force. When you actually make contact with the ball, it's actually lateral force. It's the inertia from leveraging the vertical force. The final ball contact is a lateral force, the lateral frictional force. Leveraging the vertical force has lateral friction. Leveraging vertical and lateral forces for friction. If you've given all your vertical force, think about the friction. Right, so this vertical force is actually a belly-to-hand touch. Using your hand to touch the ball is a forward inertia. Leveraging this forward inertia. T or table tennis terminology. If you apply pressure first, do you think it's possible? He won't be able to do it all at once, right? Follow this arc. Convenient and bright push. Rotate the force outward. The radius needs to be shorter this time. Why if you push it out? The radius is set to long. You'll definitely relax out of bounds. Only rubbing vertically. What does it turn into? Rub it out. TJ. So, is this pure vertical state good? Go on. Do you think this can have quality? Yes, you said I'm not vertical. Contact with the ball is still vertical. You rubbed it. Then there's just a bit of rubbing force. Do you have this full rubbing force? No. This is vertical. Vertical plus horizontal. Which do you think is better? This is vertical. Vertical plus horizontal. Which one do you think is better? Compare it yourself, right? It doesn't mean vertical can't rub. You can still rub it vertically, but just with this quality. I already used maximum force. Can only rub out this bit of quality. Okay. How is it? Okay. Actually, it's using the force vertically. The final contact with the ball is the horizontal force. The racket preparation and striking the ball. It's a cause and effect relationship. Where there's a cause, there's an effect. This is the cause, that is the effect. You can only lift the ball. Right, so the serve is the cause. That's the effect. Look, the direction of my force. It's determined by the direction you bring the racket back. If you bring it back here, the ball can only go there. Right, bring it back this way and lift. Bring it back this way and push out. It won't have quality. It might be more stable, but it won't have quality. TB table tennis. Differentiate cause and effect. Racket preparation is the cause. Your racket preparation direction determines your stroke direction. And the body turns, the belly moves. Right, your racket preparation direction determines your stroke direction. Think about it. Can I countertop spin the ball outside my body? What type of ball do I usually counter with? Counter, right? So, if you have already restricted the opponent, it's likely a counter top spin. When he is in a good position. Right, it will be more top spin. So, sometimes when you serve or receive, you think you have restricted him. At this moment, your first reaction should be to watch out for his counter top spin. If his position is very solid at this point, you should be prepared for his high-quality top spin. Right, let me demonstrate two examples for you to understand. Will it be very spin? It must be a counter, right? What is this? The flick was particularly sharp. Don't be too fast. Wait a little longer. Side so spin. You can't be too hasty. A very sharp shot. You can't just focus on the landing spot because it's a very high ball. Is his landing point on the extended line? Move forward directly, right? Especially sharp. Its extended line moves to the side, right? So you can't, right? Only focusing on the landing spot. If you're too quick, it's easy to miss, right? Wait for a moment. Once he flicks, it's impossible to have a very high shot. Adjust a bit. Initiate power. a particularly high topspin shot. If you wait, you'll get topspin. Then you need to use the opponent's power. So you definitely need to use the opponent's power. Is this a flick, right? When flicking, you can wait a bit. Why can't flicking have that topspin waiting time? How does it feel when it's that quick? Forehand rubber topspin with underspin. Using the hitting technique. The first step, the ball is coming. When pulling in the stomach, the upper body slightly leans forward. Adjusting the blade angle for underspin balls. Aim for the middle of the ball. I have a strong grip. Definitely can step up to the table. Pop it outwards. Spin and hit. Finally, pressure the arc with control. Push the strength outwards. You need to use your strength to add power. What kind of move are you making? Ready for another quick attack. This one is proactive. Why generate power proactively? What am I producing? Slow but still spin. Slow and steady. Wait for the right moment. Pressure the ball with the curve when looping. You're sticking your butt out. What's this? Couldn't keep up with my rhythm. My shots came out suddenly. Your blocking step was off. Suddenly step and add some wrist action. You couldn't execute it. That's why you missed. Your own loop was very good. Look at your reaction. If you can't do it, what should you do? They suddenly made a move. You should block immediately. Blocking step followed by a step. Right, you need to focus on this ball. Then, how will you handle it on your side? You need to make this judgment. Judgment followed by action. Focus and track. Move back a bit more. All of a sudden, it's the sudden change in quality of the ball. You need to anticipate this ball. Definitely use a step and a crossover step to protect. Utilize force, power up, and seize the rhythm. Ha ha ha, that spin. You need to wait for a moment. It changed on me, right? This ball isn't fast, but it has side spin. You need to adjust a bit. By using vertical force to apply the brakes. You just saw him loop for quite a while, right? You didn't grasp the essence of his technique. Look, when he doesn't apply the brakes, it's all flat shots. You can apply the brakes. Good braking technique. Do you feel like it's not as chaotic? At least when playing, there's no more wild swings. The movements have become simpler. The movements are simple and efficient.
Read more about table tennis on my blog, PingSunday.com. Get free ebook and coaching advices. See you in the next video.